Awesome. So again, good night, you guys. My name is Tammy. I am a 31-year-old serial entrepreneur, business owner, and I've been trading for the last like I know about trading for the last 7 years, right? But I took a 2.5 year break. A lot happened in that 2.5 years. I got married. My husband and I moved on our own for the first time. We started a new brick and mortar business together. A lot of traveling, a lot of things happened in that 2.5 years. And during that 2.5 years, I had not forgot about trading. I always knew, what trading had done for me prior to me taking that 2.5 year break, right? And I knew I wanted to start back. My life just was not facilitating that then, right? But when Kai reached out to me and shared with me this vision of the profit arena and wanted to continue the vision of one investor in every home, and when he shared the word free, that is what really grabbed my attention and was the perfect opportunity for me to, get my feet wet back into trading. And I wanted to start fresh. I wanted to learn like I was brand new again. It really felt like I was brand new again after not, you know, being in the environment, being in the community, not looking at charts, not, doing any kind of work when it comes to trading. It definitely felt like it was new again. But in coming back into the community, that old feeling came back quickly. And going into the videos in the Run the Play University definitely, brought back a lot of what I knew prior to me taking that break. And so I wanted to do this call for all of my new persons. So if you started within the last 2, 3 weeks, I want you to drop if it's in the last week, put a 1 in the chat. If it's in the last 2 weeks, put a 2 in the chat. If it's the last 3 or 4 weeks, put a 3 or 4 in the chat so I know who I have here on the call, right? Because this is not me showing you how are the blocks and how to get in and how to get. This is not that type of call. This call is for me to help my new persons know where to go, what chats are for what, how to navigate the platforms, how to navigate MetaTrader 5, and just help you understand the very, very basics so that you could speed up your learning curve so that when you get on those calls with Kirk and with Kai and Naimar, if you're on the morning calls, you wouldn't be completely lost, right? Because I remember 7 years ago when we were all learning, we definitely wanted a call just like this. And so I told Kai I wanted to, facilitate this so that I could help again, right? All right, so I'm seeing the ones, the twos, the four. Okay, so we got 1 4 week old in here. Everybody else aren't babies. All right. Kai, tell your wife I'm doing a call. All right, perfect. So I have a list here that I am going to follow because, like I told you guys, I have not done a Zoom call in so long. And so I want to make sure that I stay on track. And so the first thing was me introducing myself. So I'm going to take that off. And I shared the vision with you guys. If you were on the call on Sunday, you know that the vision and the goal is to create one investor in every household. And so if that is you, if you happen to be second or the third, big up to your family. But our goal is to make sure that everybody knows and understands how to multiply their money. All right. It's one thing to make money. All of us on this call, we know how to make money. We may have jobs or businesses, right? Everybody knows to make money, but multiplying money is where the barrier is broken, right? And so how we are bringing that back together, how we are bridging that is teaching you guys how to invest in the foreign exchange market so that you are in control and how you can multiply your money. All right. The second thing is the community. Now, all of you here, you are already in the community because that's how you got the invitation to this call, right? And so I just want to run through that really quickly so that you know exactly what is what, right? So you have the community chat and you have the start here. Everybody is added to the start here. When you get into that chat, you will be able to have access to all the other communities, like the free trading signals. If you're not in that chat, you wouldn't see the trading signals that Kai, Neymar, Shaki, whoever, all of our traders are sending out trades. That's where they're gonna send them. Each chat is specific to the information that's going to be sent there, right? So you won't see a trade signal sent in the start here chat. And so you want to make sure that you're in there, all right? The testimonial and the results chat. No, all the chats are clearly named what they're for. So the testimonial results chat, if you made your profits from trading, if you happen to make your first withdrawal, whatever that is, once it's a result, right? You want to put that in the chat, right? Reason being, we ask you guys to put your results and your testimonials in the chat. And the testimonial doesn't have to be your screenshot from a profitable trade or withdrawal. You could just share, your experience with getting on the calls, and you may have that aha moment when Kai, whoever is on the call, says something and something finally clicks for you, right? That might be your testimonial, and that may encourage the new person that just got started, that just joined the community, or somebody that's been in for the last 4 months, right? That just can't seem to have that breakthrough. Your testimonial could be the encouragement that they need, right, to continue, right? And so we urge that you put your results, put your testimonials in there, and so that it could be an encouragement for all, almost 900 people we have in this community right now, right? Now, the next group is the free live educational calls. And so in that group is where you're going to get the links for calls just like this, right? So you don't want to drop your testimonials in there or your screenshots of your profits, right? You want to go there to look for the links. And the reason that we separate that is because we don't want that if we promote a call the morning of the call, and then a whole bunch of trade was sent out, it's profitable, TP won't hit, and everybody started sending their screenshots in that specific chat. And then 6 o'clock comes, 7 minutes to 7, and now somebody's looking for the link and they have to scroll and scroll and scroll and scroll, right? We want to keep that chat open for just links, all right? The next call, the next group community is the live trading calls. So we have those calls. I believe that the schedule was sent out on Mondays at 7 o'clock. I believe on Thursdays at 7 as well. We have a night call with Mario at 10 p.m., right? And then we have the morning calls Monday through Thursday, right? That's where you go to find those links, okay? So again, the same thing, no screenshots in there, no testimonials in there. We just need links, all right? No, the other chat is the main chat. This is the chat that's called Let's Talk Trading. So any questions, any queries, you could send a screenshot of your chart that you are marking up and trying to analyze based on what you would have learned in the Run the Play University, or something that you would have learned on the call with Kai or Neymar, whoever, right? You are trying to understand. You're talking about trading, right? You want to ask those questions in that main chat. All right. It's called Let's Talk Trading. All right. And the announcements is pretty much just where we announce information, like any calls that and any important calls that we have, where we celebrate persons like Carrie, the trader, the month, stuff like that. All right. So I believe that that's all the chats in the community. Oh, we have the hands-free app. That is strictly when we are talking about the hands-free app. Information will go in there. So if that is clear, put an AC in the chat. We all are aware and understand what each chat in the community is for. If you're clear, put AC in the chat for me, and we'll move on. All right, perfect. So the next thing I have here on my list is to make sure that all of your accounts, you all have your broker accounts set up and verified. All right, all of your accounts are set up and verified. So you would have, most of you are, well, most of you are a week to 2 weeks in. Maybe the most I see here is 4 weeks, right? So most of you would be on PU Prime. So let me know in the chat. Are you on PU Prime Broker, or are you on Mets Atlantic? Put in the chat if you are PU, put PU. If you're with Mets, put Mets. Let's see. PU, Mets. Okay. Okay, I see a couple people here on Mets. All right, cool. All right, so if you are on Mets Atlantic Broker, we are making a shift. All right, and there's a reason for that. Specifically, with the hands-free broker, right? We are finding that, sorry, the hands-free app, we are finding that the trades are not going through to everyone at the same time or at all, right? And so things like this happen, and we need to pivot, okay? And so we're pivoting to PU Prime. And so whoever introduced you to the community, you want to reconnect with them and let them set you up with the PU Prime Broker. You could, if you have already deposited on Max, you could make your withdrawal. You can make your withdrawal, and it'll get to your account in 1 to 2 days. Sorry, it can get to your account in 1 to 2 days, and you could deposit, and you could, within that time, Prime will, you literally sign up right now. You could get your account verified right now. That's another problem we were having. Quite a few persons, when they create their account with Mets, it was taking like quite a few days to verify your documents. But with Prime, right, they literally verify you within the same 15-20 minutes of you registering. Right, another bonus, another plus when you use PU Prime is that they have a bonus where they match your first deposit. Okay, actually, I want to make sure I give you guys all these details, that the benefits that you get with PU Prime. Let me pull up that list real quick, right? But whatever your first deposit is, Prime will match that 100%. So if you deposit $200, which is the recommended amount that we suggest that you guys deposit when you first start, right? If you put $200 on your trading account, Prime is gonna match that and give you an extra 200. Now you're gonna have $400 on your account. Now I know somebody's thinking, well, if I put on 200, they give me 200, can I take off my 200? No, you can't do that, right? They're just giving you that as leverage, and so you're able to, trade at a higher lot size depending on what your risk is per trade. We'll get into that a little later, right? And so if you have $200 on your account, we will recommend, until you guys understand percentage risk and stuff like that, that you trade 0.01 every $100. So you will be able to do 0.02. But because the broker will match you another $200, you could do up to 0.04, right? And so that's really, really good that you get a $200 match, right? No, it's 100% bonus, Mark. 100%. So if you put on 2, they'll give you 4, all right? They'll match you whatever you put on, all right? And correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the second deposit will be 20%. I'm looking for the full here to...
You're correct.
I'm correct. Okay, good. So the first deposit, they'll give you a bonus match of 100%, and then your second deposit, they'll give you a bonus of 20%. All right. So that's one of the plus with PU Prime. We weren't getting that with Mets Atlantic. All right. Okay. I'm still looking for that file to give you guys more information, because I'm sure that is more. But I think that that's the most exciting part, right? That you get that bonus. All right.
Well, real quick, Tommy.
Go ahead.
So I just want to say, guys, so don't go directly onto the website to try to create an account, right? Try to connect with someone that would have invited you to the community, right? Otherwise, you wouldn't be able to access some of the perks and benefits, right, that we would have got, by via the relationship that the Profit Arena has, with the broker and so forth, right? So just reconnect with whoever invites you through the community.
That's key. That's key. Reconnect with whoever invited you to the community so that you could get those perks, because it's because of the community that we have access to those kind of perks. Okay. So reconnect with whoever invited you to the community. Let them connect you with the broker so that you get that 100% bonus match. All right. All right, on to the next thing. So demo and live accounts. So if you are already with Prime, you are good. Your account should have been set up and verified. If you haven't verified it as yet, just log back in, upload proof of ID. This could be your ID card, driver's license, or passport. Just a FYI, if you are in Barbados and you are using your ID card as your verification, it must be the new ID card. All right. It cannot be that old blue one. Okay. It must be the new one. If you don't have that, then if you have a driver's license or your passport, that's your other option. All right. So the next thing would be adding your broker account to MetaTrader 5. Now, we are using MetaTrader 5. This is important because I know there may be a couple of people on the call that might have known a little bit about trading a few years ago. They dibbled and dabbled in it, and back then, we were using MetaTrader 4. But there's an update, and we're using MetaTrader 5. So make sure when you attack, I don't think you are even able to connect the broker to MetaTrader 4 if you try. So if you've been trying and you're getting an error, it's because you need to use MetaTrader 5. All right. I created a video. I believe that it was shared in the chat a few nights ago on how to connect the broker to MetaTrader 5. Could you want to repost that real quick? Or should I just walk through it here? Let's see. Let me walk through it here with you guys really quick. I'll share on my phone. Okay, Kay reposted it in the chat. Perfect. Let me see screen. All right, so I'm gonna walk through it really quickly here on the call so that you guys can see. But I made a very clear video on how to do it, and so you can watch it right after. All right, so once you created your account, your broker would email you. Hold on, I'm getting an echo. Don't share the voice audio. Okay, good. So your broker would email you your login information. Let me see if I can find mine real quick. So boom. So once you get that email, it's gonna look something like this. Let me know if this is lagging on your end or if it's just me. Are we good in chat? Good. All right, perfect. So once you create your live and your demo account with your broker, they're gonna email you the MetaTrader 5 login number, password, and server. All right. So once you have this and you would have downloaded the MetaTrader 5 app, what you want to do is go to MetaTrader 5. All right. Let me delete mine. You're gonna, so if this is an iPhone, but it's very similar if you have an Android, all right? So I have a plus sign at the top here. You may have add account or something like that. Cause you could put in the chat what the Android version looks like, all right? But whatever it is, mine is a plus sign, so I'll hit add, and then I'll search for the company, which is PU Prime. All right, and we're gonna choose the first one, PU Prime Ltd, and not Trading Pty Limited. Okay, so we choose that, and if it's your live account, you will keep this server as PU Prime Live. If it's a demo account, you will change that to demo. Now, something to be mindful of: the broker will tell you if it is a PU Prime Live, PU Prime Live 2, PU Prime Live 4. It'll tell you what server you are on. So be mindful in the email which server they're gonna give you. I don't know if I got server 2. I don't know if everybody would be on server 2, but just be mindful because you probably might choose PU Prime Live and you're putting in your login information and it keeps saying incorrect, incorrect, and you're wondering what's happening. And the problem may be that you are supposed to choose PU Prime Life 2. All right. So whatever it is, you choose that. In this instance, I'm choosing demo, right? And what I like to do is copy and paste this information because as simple as this looks, you could get a number wrong and not notice it and again be putting in information and keep getting that error and start to get frustrated, right? So I just copy and paste that, especially this password with all these different signs and letters and numbers. I definitely want to copy and paste that. Once you do that, you could, for iPhone, there's this toggle here. You want to keep that on so that you don't have to log in every time you open the app. Once you hit done, your account is now attached to MetaTrader 5. All right. If that was clear, put AC in the chat. Again, there are videos that were created. You could go and you can watch those and follow through. But that was super simple. You're definitely going to be able to do that. All right. All clear. Perfect. All right. So the next thing is how to copy and paste a trade. Now, for my beginners, this is important, right? You don't have to know everything to start trading. I remember when I started um 7 years ago, right? The quickest thing they were telling us is learn how to copy and paste a trade, right? Because you could learn and earn at the same time. All right. I want you guys to put that in the chat. Learn and earn. All right. You can literally open up your broker account, deposit 200 US or more. It's really up to you. And once you understand how to copy the information that is given in the live,
right over the rest, somebody can understand.
right? Once you copy the trade that was sent out from our traders, right? Because they know what they're doing. You don't know how to read the charts yet. You don't know when to buy or sell, but you have a community of traders that know. And so when they send out the information, all you have to be able to do is copy the numbers from the chat into your MetaTrader 5 app and hit buy or sell. It's literally as simple as that. And so while you are learning, you are an expert at copying and pasting the trades, and you could just open up your phone and see, the trade hit profit or it might have hit stop loss. We don't know, right? But that's all a part of learning. When you were learning to walk, as when we were all learning to walk as a child, we fell. Right, that's a part of learning to walk, but we got back up and we do it again. And so that's what we want to do for you guys here with the free trading signals. You want to be able to copy and paste and then go about your day. And when you could spend some time watching the videos and you run the Play University, you do that. All right. So I'm going to walk you through how to copy and paste a trade so that you could do it. And what I want you guys to do after the call, I would probably put like a random trade. It won't be a real one. So if you have a live account, don't put it in your live account. But I just want to put something in the chat so that you could put it in. And I want you guys to send screenshots, and the screenshots will go into the Let's Talk About Trading chat. Remember? All right. I want to see those screenshots to make sure that you're doing it correctly. So you're just gonna watch me learn, and after the call, I'll send you guys a mock trade so you can put it in and send me screenshots so I can see. All right. If that's clear, put all clear in chat. Let me set up my phone here to show you guys how to do it. All right, sweet. So again, the trades are sent in the free trading, where is it? Free trading signals group, right? Right here. And this is another reason why we separate the groups, because we don't want that a trade comes out and somebody sent their testimonial or someone asks a question about their trades or understanding of something about the chart, and a trade gets sent up, and somebody misses it, right? That's why we separate the group. All right, so let me look at a trade here. So Clay sent out this trade yesterday, a buy limit for XAU USD. Let me know if you guys are seeing this, because I believe that my phone is like lagging. You guys are seeing the trade? Okay, I think it's there now. You guys are seeing that? Yes, okay, good. So this trade was sent out from Clay yesterday, XAU USD buy limit. All right, so if you don't know what a buy limit is, I'm not gonna go too deep into the terms. I'm gonna give you guys a few terms so you can understand, but all of this is taught in the Randy Play University. All right. So a buy limit is just a form of a trade. So let's think about a buy limit like let's think about a boomerang. All right. When you throw a boomerang, it's expected to come back, right? You're throwing a boomerang, it'll go as far as however it goes, and it'll turn around and come back to you. All right. Think about a boomerang like a buy limit or a sell limit, right? You're expecting price to go up, to go down to a certain level, hit the area where we want it to, right? Where we expect it to, and turn around and go back in the opposite direction for the buy. All right, let me explain that again. The buy limit is if price is dropping, selling is going down. We threw the boomerang. It goes down, it picks us up at 3354, turns around and goes back up. That's what a buy limit is. All right. Think about the same thing for opposite as a sell limit, right? Price is buying, it goes up. It picks us up at the price that we would like it to, turns around and go back down. That's what a sell limit is. If that was clear, put a 1 in the chat. All right. Other trade, most of the time you will see trades being sent out saying buy now, right? Buy now is different to a buy limit or a buy stop. Buy now just means get into the market right now, but in your MetaTrader 5, it'll say market execution. All right. So buy now or sell now just means execute. When you see that trade, go into your MetaTrader 5, look for the currency and execute. You could always go back after and enter the stop loss and the take profits. All right. So everybody's clear on what a buy limit is. I only saw 4 ones. We have 43 people on this call. If you're not clear, please make it clear that you're not, so that I can find another way to explain it to you. But I want you guys to understand this. All right. Not clear. Sheldon is not clear. All right, Sheldon. What's another way I could explain this? Sheldon, it's pretty much I'm walking on the road. All right. I'm on, I don't know if you're from Barbados, so let me say Swan Street. But I'm walking on the road and I want to pick up something and turn around and come back home. My final destination is back home, right? So I go down the street. I have to go and meet Kai somewhere to pick up something. I go there. He's where is Kai? Like 2 miles from me. I go to Kai, I pick him up, I pick up the item from him, and I turn around and I come back home. I don't continue to pass Kai and go further away from home. I'm turning around and come back. Good, you get it? Okay, good. Yeah, so Running Play University also has visuals, so you could go there and see that, right? But I just want to help you understand here. So I go the distance, the 2 miles, I collect what I have to collect, and I turn around and come back home. That's a buy limit, or it's a sell limit in the opposite way. All right, cool. So we have this trade here at CAU USD buy limit. So when we go over to our MetaTrader 5 app, let me delete this one I did, right? So you come over to quotes. If you look at the bottom left of my screen, you'll see quotes. Now quotes is where you are gonna go to find the currency that is sent out. All right. So in this instance, it's XAU USD. Now I already have this here at the bottom, but if you don't see it in your course, you want to hit this top part here where it says enter symbol for search. You want to click that and enter the currency that it was sent out. All right, search it in there, and once you find it, so I'll delete mine so that you can see the example. Cool. So I am looking for XAU USD. All right. I click that and now it's added to my course screen. Okay, good. Where is it? There it is. All right. So now it's on my course screen. I just want to tap that and I want to hit trade. All right. So if you look at the top, you'll see it says market execution. If it says market execution, it'll only give you the sell by market or buy by market options. But that was not the signal that was sent out. The signal that was sent out says buy limit. And so we want to make sure that we choose the right order. So we're going to hit market execution. It'll give you all of these options: buy limit, buy stop, sell stop. All right. You want to choose buy limit. No, you recognize that it doesn't say sell or buy. It gives you options to input numbers. That's where you're going to put these numbers that are next to each letters. All right. So the buy limit was 3354. So we're going to put that in at price 3354. All right. Then SL, which is also known as stop loss, right? That was 3348.5. So we put that here by stop loss. 3344.5. And then TP. Now for my beginners, I suggest that you only use TP1 until you get into it and you understand how to manage your trade, move your stop loss into profit, to go to the academy, right? And we then go into how to manage trades. But for now, you want to use TP1. All right. So the first TP is 3,400. So we'll put that at take profit. Is it 3,400? All right. And once all of these coordinates are correct, your screen should look your screen should look like this, where you are able to hit place, right? Once you hit place, I think my connection is, I think my connection is a little poor. So I hit place. Before I hit place, you got my screen is stuck. Is it better now? Are we good? You guys can see my screen? Yeah. Okay, good. So you see price, you see the stop loss, you see the take profit. Before you hit place, you want to make sure that all of these numbers match the numbers that were sent out in the trade ideas group, right? So the buy limit was 3354. That's the price I have. The stop loss is 3348.5. That's what I have. And the first take profit is 3400. That's what I have. Now, before we hit place, let's talk about our lot size. All right. So lot size is pretty much how much money you're gonna go into this trade at. Now, like I said before, what we could do as beginners is use 0.01 lot size for every $100 in your account. So when you deposit your $200, you're going to be able to use a 0.02. All right. So just remember, every $100, 0.01. So if you have $100 in your account, you're gonna do 0.01. If you have $200 in your account, you're gonna do 0.02. If you have 300 in your account, you're gonna do 0.03, and so on and so forth, right? So you don't want to play with this number too much. You just want to keep this between 0.01 and 0.03, depending on what your balance is. Once you do that, you're gonna go ahead and hit place. All right. And when you do that, this is how it's gonna look. It's gonna come to your trade page. You leave the trade. All right. Once price reaches that point, right? You can look at it here on the chart, right? Once the candles reaches that blue dotted line, it'll enter you into the trade. Now, the beautiful thing about trading is that your account should not blow. You should not blow your account from this one trade. Why? Because we have something called like a safeguard, right? Which is your stop loss. You're only going to risk that specific amount. So once you make sure that you have your stop loss in and you're comfortable with that risk, and if you look at that risk and you're not comfortable with it, then you can lower your lot size. All right. So right now I'm in this trade at 0.02, and based on the price, I could lose $11. Am I comfortable losing $11 with $1,000 balance? Yes, I am. All right. So once I'm comfortable with that, there's no reason for me to stare at my phone wondering when when the trade is gonna start. And when it does start, I'm not gonna be staring at my phone wondering, well, how long it's gonna take to go into profit and how long am I staying in this trade. You're not gonna worry about any of that, right? Because you are comfortable with the risk that you would be taking when you enter the lot size. You just leave it, right? Set it and forget it. If this is clear, put ESC in the chat. Awesome. All right, so we know how to copy and paste a trade. Can you change lot size if the trade is active? No. Once you choose your lot size when you're putting in the trade initially, that's it. All right. Only way you could change your lot size is, let's say you use a 0.02 or 0.03 lot size. Whether or not the trade is in profit or it's in a loss, you can cut that risk down. So you can close partial of your lot size. Let me show you how to do that real quick. Share my screen. All right. So let's say going to this trade, just gonna randomly going. Let me increase my lot size to 0.03 and hit buy. All right. So I'm actively in this trade right now, right? So let's say, okay, I'm comfortable with some of this profit. It's my first trade, super excited, and I just want to close. Oh, I don't recommend this, right? Don't close the trade as soon as you see it turn blue, right? You want to practice patience, okay? But let's just say the trade is like $20 up, and Kai says in the chat, close partial profits. What does that mean? Right? You want to secure some of your profits and leave the rest to go to TP1, right? We just want to make sure that you guys make something. All right? You can tap on the active trade. So I literally tap on the trade that's active, and then I hit close position. It'll take me to this page. Now, if you hit close 2747451 if you hit that, it'll close the entire trade. That's not closing partial, that's closing all. What you want to do is go back to the top here where you would have changed your lot size initially, and let's say you just want to close 0.01 out of your 0.03. You will change that at the top, and then you will hit close. When you go back to your trade screen, you'll see that the trade is still in, but no, it's no longer 0.03, it's 0.02. So if you hit history, you will see that it says buy 0.01/0.03, meaning that I closed out 0.01 lot of my 0.03, and that was a negative 14 cents. Okay, so that's the only way you could change your lot size when you are actively in a trade. That's what you call closing partials. Profits, you want close partial profits. We shouldn't be closing partials if we're in a loss, because that means that you never really accepted the risk initially when you took the trade. You want to make sure that whatever lot size you're using, you are okay with what could potentially be lost. It will not wipe out your account, not by 100%, not by 50, not by 10, not by 5. The most you should be risking in your account is 3%. And we'll get into that as you guys get further here in the community. All right. But once you accept from the entering of the trade that you're okay with losing the $11 that we saw, right? You shouldn't be closing partials for a loss. You accepted it, you said it, and forget it. Is that clear? Everybody clear? Was that clear, Jack? Awesome. All clear. Cool. All right, so we went through pretty much was a pip, right? No, we didn't go through what's a pip. So what's a pip? A pip is pretty much point in percentage. That's what it stands for, right? And pips is pretty much how the market is calculated. So when you see in the same trade ideas group, when we see let me see if they said that for that trade that Clay sent. Oh, usually when a trade is sent out, it'll tell you how many pips you're risking. All right. So sometimes you will see this SL is 15 pips or 20 pips. It just means that if the market goes in the opposite direction that we analyze, right? 15 or 20 pips in that opposite direction, when it goes to that limit, the MetaTrader 5 app will take you out of the trade automatically. All right, so that's another reason why you don't have to sit and stare at your phone, because once you enter that stop loss, if the market happens to go in that opposite direction, the stop loss will pull you out. You don't have to manually close it. All right, and the same thing for profit, right? So you will see we will have in brackets TP1 is 30 pips. Once the candlesticks, right? All of this stuff you guys will learn in the Run the Play Academy. Once the candlesticks goes 30 pips, or think about 30 steps, right? In the direction that was analyzed, once it hits that price, it'll pull you out the trade automatically. So some of you may enter a trade for the first time this week, right? And you will go back after an hour or two and realize, well, hold on, where's my trade? You just need to check your history and it'll tell you whether or not that trade was a profitable trade or if that trade was a lesson, right? Because sometimes you got to take those, right? But once it reaches that price, it'll pull you out automatically. You don't have to go and do it manually. All right. So that's what a pip is. Buy versus sell. Buy is when price is going up, it's increasing in value, and selling is when price is going down, it's decreasing in value. Here with trading forex, you make money both ways, right? You just need to make sure that we're in the direction that the market is going. Thing about the market, it requires patience because it'll go up and it'll go down, right? It fluctuates. It just doesn't go in one direction all the time, It goes in waves, but eventually it'll get to where we will where we analyze it to go. And sometimes it'll go in the opposite direction and we take a lesson. That's how the market is, right? And you guys will learn more about that going through the academy. All right, so we spoke about buy versus sell. We spoke about pips, lot sizes. All right, so we spoke about the terminology. So you guys, if I hope you guys been taking notes, right? When you see a trade come out in the free trading group and you see um SL, SL stands for stop loss. In your phone, in the app, it'll spell out stop loss, but in our group, we'll just say SL. So you're not confused, right? I want you guys to get familiar with the terminologies. TP stands for take profit. We usually do 1 to 3 TPs, right? TP1, TP2, TP3. For all of my beginners, I want you guys to take TP1. All right. Every single time you enter a trade for the next week or so, take TP1. All right. And then you're going to see, sometimes they're going to tell you after the trade is set out to go BE, right? That means break even. I'll make a video and show you guys how to go break even. But going break even is pretty much just modifying the trade and putting in the price, your stop loss price to your entry. I'll make a video and show you guys that and send it in the group. All right. But you're told to go break even. And going break even pretty much means that you won't lose, right? If the trade is a certain amount of pips in profit, if it happens to turn around and it hits where you enter the market, it'll take you out and you would have not made anything or you would not have lost anything, right? So sometimes the traders will send an update and say go break even, right? They'll also say that you could take partial profits. I just showed you guys how to take partial profits, right? So you go into the trade, you close partially your lot size, or if you only maintain at 0.01, you could close out the entire trade if that's what you're comfortable doing, right? You have that control. All right. So the last thing I have here on my list is I'm going to walk you guys through the Run the Play Academy, where you need to go and where you need to start to watch. All right. I'm going to share my screen. Portion of my screen. Okay, you can see my screen. Screens. Okay, I think I got it. All right, you guys can see my screen? Yes? Okay, good. So, why is this? All right, so once you would have gotten started, you would have been directed to come here to the Run the Play University through WAP, right? When you create your account, you would have received all these steps to come on here. You want to go to learn, right? When you click learn right here on the left, I'm on my desktop. So if you're on your phone, it may look a little different, right? But I'm going to show you guys what you can do on if you are using your phone. But if you're on the computer, your laptop or your desktop, this is what it'll look like, right? So you hit learn, and then you want to come down here to Trading Academy, and you have access to all the videos here in our trading locker. All right. You don't necessarily have to go through how to use sway charts that we are already, and this way broker, you guys already would have had your brokers set up, right? You can watch the Trading View 101. That's where you will be going to analyze the market, learn how to market charts and all that stuff. And then the learning really starts here at Intro to Trading, right? It'll set your expectations. It'll help you understand the Forex markets, the fundamental analysis, 3 pillars of analysis, right? It has everything here broken down for you. And these videos are short, 3 to 5 minutes max, right? Some videos are 6 minutes. My recommendation is dedicate 30 minutes to an hour a day. You'll find that you'll get through like a load of these videos very quickly. When I decided to start again 6 months ago, I went back through all of these videos just to give myself a quick refresher, and I was able to get through these videos really in like 2 days, right? We have all the way down to risk management and trading plan. These videos are very, very short, straight to the point. You want to take notes while you watch these videos. If something is not clear, rewatch it, right? Watch it a couple of times, and if it still isn't clear, drop in the chat, right? The Let's Talk Trading chat. You answer questions in there, ask somebody to, just ask to clarify something, and somebody will respond to you, right? I know most of you on this call, you're new here. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Asking questions is a good way to figure stuff out, right? And so there's a community here for a reason. We just don't love group chats just because, right? We created the community so that we could all help each other. And so you want to join the community, you can ask questions here as well, right? So you have the trading intro to trading, you have your trading basics, right? Advanced technical analysis, risk management and money management. This section here, you want to watch this a few times. Okay, you want to watch this a few times, trust me. All right, and then you have your trading plan, right? This information here is super crucial, you guys. You don't, like I said, you don't want to just watch this one time. And beautiful thing about our community is uh all this information that you're going to learn here, especially when you get to advanced technical analysis, when you hop on the calls that Kai and Kirk and Fabian have on a Monday and Thursday, they're going to be going more in depth in explaining how to enter the market, things that you could look at to trigger that entry for you, right? You're going to go way more in detail, and then things are going to start, the synopsis are going to connect, right? The videos are going to give you really good information, but seeing it live, having somebody explain it to you live, that's where it's going to really connect. And so you want to do your due diligence to come through the academy, watch these videos, and then get on the calls. And if you're unable to get on the calls, they're recorded. You could watch the recordings and then put everything together. All right. So that's how it looks on the computer. So if you are on your phone, WAP has an app. All right. And I love that. I love that because I don't have to be on the web all the time. So you can go to your Google Play or App Store and you can download the WAP app and sign in, and you can watch the videos within the app. So this is what the app looks like here. All right. When you look at the top, you'll see the same thing. Hit learn. Scroll down, you'll see Trading Academy, and all of your videos are right here. Beautiful thing, what I love about this is that it gives you that tick where you complete the videos so you can track your progress, right? And you just continue to watch, continue to learn, come in the community, ask questions, get on the calls, and let's all, grow in this space. If that was clear, put AC in the chat. Let me know who knew about the app. If you didn't know about the app, you go ahead and download it, and you can use the app to watch your videos. All right. Awesome. So it's 8 p.m. I wanted to be on time finishing up this call. Shout out to all 43 of you. The numbers were consistent on the call. I hope that everything was super clear. Could you show the app name? The app name is WAP. I'm going to type it in the chat. WAP. 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 All right. And put it in chat. Boom. I probably will share the link in the community too. But this I have an iPhone. Share app. Copy. I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop it in the community for you guys. All right. I can put it in the Let's Start Trading chat. All right. Boom. It's in there. All right, perfect. So I hope that this call was super informative. I hope that as a beginner, as somebody new here in the Profit Arena community, that I have made this super clear for you how to navigate here in the community, where you need to go to learn. I want you guys to be copying your first trade this week, right? Once you guys put a trade in the trade chat tomorrow or Thursday or Friday, I want to see you guys copying these trades. What I can do is that same trade that I just used, for example, I'm gonna put that back in the Kai, if you're here, tell me if this made sense because I don't want somebody to enter the trade on their live account and then maybe I could just put that this is a tester. Tell me what to do here. Put this in the
Yeah, just be very ill, when you post it. So I guess put a right up to it. This is for the individuals that were on the call, et cetera, et cetera. This is just a test to make sure that person's understanding. This is not an active like trade, et cetera, et cetera. Just be clear.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so I'll do that once I hop off this call, you guys. Just so that who was not on this call don't go entering this trade thinking it was a trade. They shouldn't, because I am not authorized to send out any trades, so they shouldn't be taking the trades from me, right? But I'm gonna drop that disclaimer and then put the trade in the chat so that you guys can do it and send the screenshots, so that I can see that everybody would have entered the coordinates correctly. And then when a real trade comes out tomorrow or next day or whenever, right? I want to see that you guys are entering the trades and let's see how it goes, right? Did you guys show how to remove it after? Remove the trade? Like if it doesn't activate and somebody puts in the chat, delete the trade, you literally just tap the trade on your trade screen and hit delete, right? You could delete it. But if they don't say delete it, you don't have to delete it. All right. Cool. So I'm gonna put that in the chat right after the call. Shout out to all of you for betting on yourself. This is a free community, but we do this to help you guys, and so we're gonna do as much as we can do. But everything else needs to come from your effort. All right. Nobody's gonna be behind you and asking you every week if you took the time to watch the videos. You all shared your interest to learn to trade, and so you're gonna have to make the effort to learn this information on your own, right? There are persons that only started learning this year, right? Carrie, right? She started 6 months ago. and she's doing tremendous. She never traded before, but she plugged into the Run the Play University. She plugged into the calls that we have weekly. She asked questions and she practiced, right? She executed. That's the most important thing, because we can watch videos, we could get on calls, and we could ask questions. But if you don't actually do, then how are you going to be applying what you are learning, right? And so that's why we encourage you guys to copy and paste your trades, even though you don't know much, right? So that you can actually put action behind what it is you're saying that you want to do. So this call was amazing. I'm gonna drop that more trade in the chat right after. Thank you guys for being on the call. Thank you for plugging in. Maybe in another week or so, for another batch of new people, I could do something like this again, or we'll do a follow-up, and I'll teach you guys a little bit about managing your trades when it is active. All right. So my name is Tammy again. Have an amazing night. I'll see you guys in the chat. Bye.